Hey guys, this is Shawn. Welcome to webpianoteacher.com. Got a great song for you today. It's Joni Mitchell. It's Down to You. Let's take a listen. All right, guys, great song, huh? Well, welcome to webpianoteacher.com, our online piano community where we gather together to learn, play, and share the music we love, creating a culture of encouragement for all you guys out there who are trying to learn to play piano online. You can do it if you pick the right lessons and you know how to practice. That's what I'm going to help you to do right now. All right, so this is Down to You by Joni Mitchell. I love Joni Mitchell's piano accompaniments because they always sound like they're a dream, you know. They just kind of float along and they just kind of capture just like an everyday thing. They're nothing, that really jumps out at you, but it just really relates to everyday life to me when I hear it. And so it always puts you kind of an introspective mood, and especially this piano accompaniment. And the great thing is they're never really that difficult. They're just really cool to play. And she just, one of those musical geniuses that can do something really simple and it sounds awesome and none of the rest of us can do it. But that's her style. So we're going to get into that. Let's get to the board. All right, so here's our part one that we're going to do right here, get you started on it. And if you like the lessons, I transcribed every single note of this song. It'll take a lot of lessons to finish this one, but I'll hold your hand all the way through it. On the website, you can download a sheet, the sheets for this if you are a member, okay? But let's see how this beginning goes. Just kind of floats through. There's no really definite time signature yet. Okay, so we're going to start with a B, E in the right hand. Here's middle C, here's the next C, B, E. Now I'm going to play that with 1 and 3 so that I can have my fingers ready for the chord. Da-da-dum, okay? So the next chord is B, E that we just played, and then I'm going to put a G sharp on my 5th finger. You could also do that 1, 2, 4 if you like that better. I'm going to use 1, 3, 5 though. The left hand just has an E. I like to, Joni will have an octave a lot of times and then put a 5th in the middle, and those of you who follow my lessons are used to doing that for sure. But you can do that. So it's la 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 la. Then we get to the next chord, but let's try. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so here's the next one. Our left hand's going to go to B. If you like to put an F sharp in the middle, you can. The right hand's going to do D and F sharp, but we're going to roll that upward. See the little upward arrow? That's an arpeggiation. D, A, A. That's a B minor 7 altogether. So we go from an E chord to a B minor 7. So we worked on the E chord, and we work on the B minor 7. Now we put them together and go. All right, so her phrases, a lot of times in these types of songs, are just like, think of it like a wind. When you're outside, I live on a hill, on a farm, and you go up to the top of that hill, and it is very windy, and sometimes there are gusts. It can be perfectly still, and then a wind comes through, and then it stops, and then another one comes through. Well, that's kind of like her phrases are here. You just feel that wind come through, and then you take another breath, and then the next one comes. It's just kind of if you think of breath, that'll help you with the phrase if we're not counting, because we can't really count this. All right, so let's get back to it. Ready, go. Do, 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 do. Let's take another breath. And then we have next one. Hear that? This is like one breath, and then here's the next one. Okay? Do, 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 do. So now we're going to go A, C sharp, E, and then C sharp, A. And Joni likes to have these chords where you have a different bass note than what the chord is. So on the top we have an A chord, but on the bottom she has a D bass. So you would write that, like an A, like a fraction, A on the top, and then D underneath, which would mean an A chord over a D bass. You get that nice sound. On the D you can do an octave and then the A in the middle, or you can just do the low D if you want. Right hand A, C sharp, E, then back down to C sharp, A. And then do 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 do. So this one's a little faster when you get here. So G D G in the left, 5 2 1. The right hand will do F sharp D. I'm going to do that with 2 and 5 so that I can play A F sharp D. See, a lot of fingering decisions should be based on what the group of notes is doing. not just here, but the whole group. A lot of times what you're playing your right hand is a chord outline, and that's what this is. So you want to get your hand in position for that whole chord. It'll make your playing a lot easier. So F sharp D with 2 and 5, A, F sharp D, bum, 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 and then the A, left hand or right hand, I guess. Maybe right hand would be better. Bum, 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 bum. But this is a little faster. Do, 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 A. Just kind of thinking. Nothing later. She goes A, B, something like that. Okay, so let's try it all together and go. A little while, another breath. All right, guys. So there's our part 1 lesson. If you liked that and you were able to follow along, you'll be able to do the whole thing given enough time. And I take you and hold your hand all the way through, and we learn every single note, every single chord, and you'll be able to play this whole thing. And again, it's not that hard. Joni Mitchell stuff is not that hard to do, but it's really cool to play. So I hope you enjoy it. See you on the website.